Wanted to get your thoughts on what is happening today, the movements of President Trump. As he's confirmed, he will be heading to the Supreme Court to hear arguments over birthright citizenship. This has major implications on children that were born here, of parents, maybe they came here illegally. Again, this is a live look just outside, obviously. There are protesters against this case specifically, challenging birthright citizenship, DACA recipients, TPS recipients, et cetera. It goes on. But clearly aimed at President Trump. Many know that he will be in this building. But Chad, it goes to your time as Secretary of DHS, and obviously this has been a campaign promise from President Trump, the crackdown on mass migration. Did it stop with the deportation of 2 million that they were already able to do? Does he leave it there, or is this can you argue that this is a fight that he should continue, this one at the Supreme Court this morning?
Well, I do think it's a fight he should continue because and President Trump's talked about this pretty extensively over the years. And I think the majority of Americans would agree that this idea that you can simply come here into the United States, whether illegally or legally, have a child and then all of those benefits confer to that individual. We see tourism birthright citizenship. All these different things over the years that have been absolutely abused by this notion. I think that's what President Trump is saying. Look, this doesn't feel right to me. This is not what the framers intended. And so I do think that this is worthy of a fight. Obviously, we always knew it would go to the Supreme Court. That day is here. They're going to hear these arguments. They will probably rule sometime in June, would be my guess. But I do think it's worth a fight because I think at least half of Americans are saying, look, we're all for giving citizenship to those that come the right way and under certain circumstances, but just handing this out left and right to anyone and everyone, that is not what the framers intended.
Yeah, it's either they're coming here for the benefits exclusively, or as we know, one of the cases in California where a Chinese couple is there and they're having surrogates give birth to what are now you're familiar with this, dozens and dozens of children who then automatically become American citizens to this one couple that, by the way, don't seem to be able to distinguish between one and the other of all this massive, child care facility basically that they have now. But that in its own way impacts our national security. And we've been handing out these, citizenship kind of willy-nilly, not necessarily to people who want to become American.
Right, and I think over time it lessens this idea of being a U.S. citizen. I mean, we are the greatest country in the world, and millions of individuals want to become a U.S. citizen. And simply handing it out this way, I think in some respects cheapens the idea of U.S. citizenship. And we should be looking at making sure that people are getting that based off of a variety of different things, including merit, including assimilation, including a variety of different things. And that's just not the system that we have today. So again, I think this is a fight that's worthy to have.
Yeah, the UK, they're making people actually prove they're being good citizens, doing volunteer work, things like that. We probably need that too.
Constitutional experts believe that President Trump may lose this one today, but we may be surprised. Pay attention to the line of questioning and the answers from the Supreme Court justices later today. Again, that may surprise you this morning. Former Secretary Chad Wolf joining us. Mr. Secretary, thank you very much. Great to see you, Chad.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.